What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Prince John Internet TV. This is part two of 1001 Things, questions that you should ask before getting married, and a few other thoughts in between. So, let's remember that no matter what our concept of family is, whether it's something that is wherever we are, we can all be family all over the world because we all have, a common ground. Like, we all communicate very well. Hopefully, in the future, we all speak good English, and certain things like this. Um, you know, that would result in a global village in which you didn't have to like talk to family all the way on the other side of the country if that's your blood relatives, but that we're all like getting along. Like, admittedly, it's fun to keep in contact with biological family, quote unquote. But if our spiritual family is everywhere, if we can have spiritual brotherhoods, groups of brotherhoods, kind of like the Christians have churches all over the place, then I think that would be a lot of fun. We could share things such as vehicles, resources, and it could be a wonderful world if we all had something to agree on, like a certain standard of living in regards to relationships, speaking standards, education standards, etc. Bottom line, the more people are educated, you know, the happier everyone's going to be, because it's the education that affects the way we act. And think about it like this. You may be judgmental towards somebody who you think is stupid and they committed a crime and they're bad, but imagine if they had the information that you knew and perhaps I knew, then they're more likely not to commit it. And so, why be judgmental? Because everyone's doing the best they can with the knowledge base that they have. It would be nice if there were older people who were interested in like the music I'm interested in, kind of like, everyone can have something in common. Soft music. In church, there's more peaceful music and stuff like Hawaiian music, etc., that everyone can enjoy, even though the younger people may like loud club music. We should all be able to have something in common. Um, okay, so everything I do is for my woman. I know she exists. I don't know who she is. I may make guesses as to who she might be, but bottom line is, I know everyone has a match. It's just something that, of course, that's the opposite of animals. We're not in the jungle anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We have self-awareness, and we can make decisions based upon the fact that it's possible to live a life together, somebody special. But it takes more than a man in order to go down on a woman for the rest of her life. It takes God. So I think I found out what God is. The question is, do you feel the same way? Do you think that I've discovered something? And what else? I think it's a good idea to post nude pictures of oneself on the internet in order to completely showcase oneself. The goal is kind of like dating websites like plentyoffish.com, which is free, the basic version. The goal is to be able to completely describe and showcase ourselves on the internet so that we don't have to do that in person, wherein we might be distracted by physicality and just fall into a lust and get intimate too early. I believe a male guardian should teach a woman how to be a good wife. For example, giving the wife their daughter money as if you know I mean, like an allowance. I mean, you know, ideally, I think the woman stays home, cooks, cleans, etc. Not because she can't do other things, but because uh, I think that's just what women like to do and raise children. Um, it differs for every relationship. I'm just talking about me in specific. You yourself, maybe maybe you're a lesbian woman, and maybe you are the provider, so to speak. The whatever your circumstances, try and define what role you want to play before just uh, assuming things when planning to get married. And by the way, people who are um, feeling uncomfortable about the gay crowd and suggesting, or LGBT crowd, and suggesting that they somehow, are, uh, they're promiscuous, or what's the word, that they're, that they are not interested in marriage. Just focus on the good things. Like, and the same thing goes with bad experiences you have with people of a certain race. Focus on the good people. It's not a question of, the entire government's bad, or an entire race is bad, or entire, you know, culture of people are bad. It's a question of, the system, the thought process they use. For example, in the military, it's as easy as, everything is a mental construct before it realizes itself. So if I, instead of thinking, oh, the military is not serving the American people, they're serving some type of industry, or just for the money type of energy. Um, what if I turn it around and in my head think, wow, thank you, American military, for serving the people? I mean, it may sound irrational, like if I'm just being self-deceitful, but that's how reality is created, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I believe. Remember, when you're together as a couple, everything becomes ours, merging bank accounts, etc. So remember, finance is the area that we have the most control over in a relationship, and it's the distinguishing factor that I think helps to keep people together, because they can really focus on themselves and not worry about their basic needs. Uh, One trick to managing money is what motivates us to spend, what motivates us to save. Uh, Remember that saving money can feel good, not feel like you're being deprived of making fun expenditures. Uh, Number two, do things and not expect a union or a government to do them for you, per se, such as saving for retirement. Alright, what else? Just bear with me here. I'm looking through my notes here. Take a deep breath, relax. Okay. Take a deep breath, breathe deeply. Okay. Have respect for another person's happiness. What makes them happy. Don't want to change them, and therefore be selective about who you're romantically interested in. Choose somebody who's a lot like you. A good question what people want to ask in the subconscious mind is, I hope I'm using my talents best, you know, anywhere I can get food. Um, Sometimes I feel guilty I'm not giving enough to society, but I believe when I think about that, what I do is I switch it around and say to myself, you know what? I can do light work wherever I am. I can smile and be unconsciously loving and just exuding energy, into both the physical structures and people. And I think every day I contribute 100% every moment. So I can leave this body at any time and not feel like I didn't give enough. Ah. And sometimes some things and bodies change, um, and make place for something new. But I never end. Remember to smile towards others, including people who you think might be a potential mate, because it's about being in that high vibration. That's what it's all about.
This is the 15th.
And remember that people are meaningful,
Yeah.
and ultimately I have control over my own world. The world is made up of thoughts and words. So, for instance, if somebody comes around in my world and I feel upset at them,
Okay. So
or that I think they're mean, remember that I'm letting them be in my
pretty
world.
much the same speed for any basic person. So as
I've
far
noticed
as
that
like,
doing this light work,
papers,
there are less choices.
research,
Like I can't,
they want the
but
same speed.
I am happier.
The only time you're gonna see a difference in speed with this versus
Okay,
that
so
is when
don't be
this is
ashamed of our culture, whatever it is.
and this is
Make it an art form for others. Like remember how you can go to Japan and watch them do their taiko drumming? Well, nowadays it may be hard to notice, what the distinct culture is because they're more individualized people as opposed to like um, groups of people. So, make your own culture and show it off so other people can enjoy it. I think the field knows what I do, what I deserve, and what I want. Remember, marriage is not about having someone's physical looks inspire you, per se. It's about intimate enjoyment. And ask,
yeah. Oh yeah. So
so let's enjoy each other. See you next time. Aloha.